Hi, Gemini. Hello, hello. How are you guys? I missed you. It's been a little while. Happy June. I know it's kind of weird times, right? It's like bipolar or something, bipolar times. Oh, what's in store? We don't know. We don't know, like speaking in regards to like what's in store for humanity or where we're going. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of changes. We don't know what's going on with this whole corona thing or where it's going to go. We don't know what's going on with a lot of different things that are happening that I'm not going to even get into because you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, uncertain times. But there is one thing that we can be certain about, Gemini, and especially in the month of June, we can be certain about what direction we want to head in, what we want for our life moving forward, the values and the things that are important to us, that we can work on being certain about, and that we can work towards moving, we can work towards moving towards those goals. Tongue twister. Those things that, it's about really taking a look this month, I feel, for a lot of us. Really, making some decisions about where we see ourselves going and what we want for ourselves, what really matters, what's important for ourselves and our families moving forward, and how we would like to rebuild and grow and start coming up with an actual plan in regards to starting to bring that into fruition. Not that you have to go jump into some crazy different thing than you're doing, but at least start the process of thinking about it. Start constructing at least maybe a little bit of a plan in your head about what you want to do going forward. Okay, there was 2 cards that wanted to come out at the end there, so you guys have 7 cards versus 6. So we'll see what that's about. So let's take a look for the month of June 2020. What do we have going on for Gemini? First card out is the 9 of Swords. Definitely a lot of thinking going on there, Gemini. Shocking. Under that, we have the 4 of Rods. Beautiful. Next card out, we have the 7 of Swords. Next card out, we have the 2 of Swords. Next card out is the 9 of Pentacles. Underneath that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And underneath that, we have the Page of Swords. Very interesting. I think my intro rings true from what I can see so far, Gemini. I'll go ahead and, if you'll give me a sec here, I'll go ahead and just take a look and make sure I delve into your messages here. Bear with me. Okay. So it is very true. I think that you guys are kind of doing this in the month of June, where you're really thinking. You're thinking a lot. I mean, let's start out with the 9 of Swords first of all. This card is called the anxiety card, right? It's the sleepless nights. It's up thinking. It's brain monkeys, not being able to quiet the mind. It just goes round and round and round and round, right? With no solution. This is what we're wanting. And here's what's on your mind, Gemini. The 4 of Rods. Well, the 4 of Rods is all about, to me, I mean, it can represent different things, but to me, the Four of Rods is very much about stability. It's about stability and setting down roots, right? Sometimes it can also be represented as like the celebration card, you know, happy celebrations with families and the ones close to us, or, you know, the wedding card, which yet again is, you know, all of those aspects, if you really think about it, are very like root and foundation stabilized, right? And that's why they feel so good. And you guys are craving that. You're craving the feeling of security, of, you know, if you think about four in general, four represents the shape of a square, right? Four corners is a square. A foundation is a square. Why? Because that's the strongest shape, that's the strongest pattern to be determined in order to build a strong foundation, those four corners. So I feel like you guys really have that on your mind. You're really thinking about that. That's what you really want. You're craving that stability. And you know, it's of course, you know, I think a lot of us are craving stability because it's, you know, everything's just kind of up in the air and a little bit crazy. And I think a lot of people are craving stability right now because it's been very unstable. And we still don't know for sure. So what we're craving is the ability to set a steady foundation that isn't going to be washed away by a storm, or that someone's not going to be able to come along and take that foundation away, right? We need something that's a for sure thing. We need something that no matter what is going on around us, that we still have that home base to go back to. It's essential. It's important to have that feeling so that we don't feel like at any point in time we're just going to be like washed away by the current. So I think that this has really strongly been on your mind, Gemini, and I know that this probably doesn't apply to everyone, but I mean, I could, you know, it's a general reading, but I could see how, you know, that it wouldn't even just apply to Gemini, but to a lot of people right now. But I really think that you guys are wanting something more grounded, right? We have the Seven of Swords. So there's a couple different meanings with the Seven of Swords. There's times when the Seven of Swords could mean deception, right? Someone stabbed you in the back. Someone did something, you know, cunning and maneuvering against you. But it could also very much, the other aspect of the Seven of Swords is it could be you just plotting and planning on the best course of action to take to give the best results, right? Whatever that takes. And that's, to me, I feel like it's more, I mean, it could be that other scenario that, you know, Gemini, that somebody could have done something deceiving towards you and it's made you feel unsteady and it's shaken that foundation. And so now it's really bothering you. You're not quite, you know, you don't quite know what to do next. So that could very well be the case. But in a lot of ways, for a lot of you, I feel like this is you trying to strategize, trying to, you know, maneuver things in a direction that is going to be beneficial for you. Okay. Underneath that, we have clarifying that the Two of Swords. Well, this is the card of indecision, right? Which makes sense. You know, a lot of you just may not have the answer yet. You don't know where to go from here. That's what's causing that anxiety. You don't know, how do I get this? This is what I want, but how do I get there? It's all about strategy and thinking this month, Gemini. And if anybody can see the big picture like you can in order to come to those type of analytics and those type of answers, you guys can do it. You guys can do it. It's just right now it's a little bit of a stalemate. You still haven't quite gotten all the information I feel like you need in order to be able to move forward with the plan that you feel is feasible. There's still something lacking. There's some kind of reason why you're not quite ready to move forward, and it's really bothering you, and it's creating a lot of anxiety. Next, you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card, Gemini. This is all about, Pentacles in general is like the suit of, material matters, whether it be career, property, even physical matters, health matters. But the Nine of Pentacles shows someone who's able to sustain these things independently, right? That means that she got it all on her own. She worked for it, she achieved it, and all of this that she's been able to create, she's been able to create it for herself on her own independently. And yeah, so Gemini, it's kind of important, right? I mean, even if you are in a partnership, it always makes a whole lot of sense to be able to have your own thing, your own plan, your own stability within yourself, so that both partners can come to the table and bring that, right? Because I don't know, I guess this is kind of old school, or people still depending on their partner to provide everything that they need. That doesn't always work out the best, to tell you the truth. Yes, I understand that in partnerships, there's a give and a take and everything like this. But emotionally, mentally, physically, if we want to feel secure, we must feel secure within ourselves, right? We cannot look for those things from another person and expect to be completely satisfied. It doesn't work that way. We get those things for ourselves, and we come to a relationship as a complete and full person being secure within ourselves. I hope that makes sense, okay? And then think about the power couple you'll be if both partners come with that type of mentality. Unstoppable, right? So there's something here about you guys wanting to do something independently, whether it be health-wise, right? Whether it be financially, whether it be, again, property-wise. There's something that you guys are wanting to do that's about you, that's about your stability in particular, so that way that you don't have to necessarily depend on anyone else to provide that for you, that you can have the security of knowing that you can handle that on your own if need be, that so that you can have the security that you don't necessarily have to rely on a corporation or a bank or other places to provide that for you, that it's something that you can do on your own. Because if shit hits the fan, it's not going to rock the boat as much. I think that you guys are really thinking along those lines. And there's also like a little bit of an element of mistrust here for some reason with you guys. There's a little bit of a mistrust, and I don't blame you. I mean, look at the way that people are acting. I mean, people are just being crazy. So how do we, prevent other people's craziness from getting into our vibe, from affecting our foundations, from affecting our stability and what we hold true to ourselves? Well, we make sure that we provide all of those things for ourselves, with ourselves, right? Yeah. So you guys are really thinking about it. You're really thinking about how to get to this point. You're going to get some answers. You're going to find your answers in the month of June somewhere then abouts, Gemini. So hold on. This anxiety and this craziness is not going to last forever. Like I said, this is a great month for you guys to really start, considering different ways how you want to maneuver. And the Knight of Pentacles is excellent at this. That's what he does. So all knights charge into battle, right? Out of all those nights, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Why? Because he's a planner, right? He doesn't just go charging in willy-nilly and doing things that just don't kind of make sense because just to, just to get into battle. He plans, right? He stakes out the course. He looks ahead. He looks at his map. He looks down at the battlefield and he assesses. He assesses. And he thinks about it. What is the best plan? And because he's the Knight of Pentacles, he does stand for, again, earthly, tangible material matter, whether it be health, whether it be property, whether it be career, finances, right? All of those things. So that's where I feel like your focus is, Gemini, this month, is really kind of thinking about those things and seeing how you want to move forward with it. Interesting enough, that extra card that came out, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and let me see if I have this right. Yes, he is facing the Page of Swords. So pages are messengers. They're initiators. They're the very beginnings of. So you guys are definitely coming up with an idea, or there's some type of message or information that comes in the month of June or thereabouts, where you're going to get some clarification, right? You're going to get some clarification on all those crazy brain monkeys that have been going on. You're going to come up with a plan. There's going to be that spark, that communication, that initiation, that thought, that one thought that says, here's what I'm going to do, because you've strategized with the Knight of Pentacles, right? Your focus being the Nine of Pentacles, that independence, and the Four of Rods, that stability. So hang on there, Gemini. You guys are going to get there. You definitely are going to have some more clarity towards the end of June as to how to progress, how to move forward with this situation that's been kind of holding you a little bit captive. I'm going to go ahead and pull a spiritual guidance card for you guys, and we'll see what it says for the month of June. This is a great month to do this. It's the perfect month to do this. Sit back, let everybody else lose it and go crazy, but you keep your eye on the ball this month, Gemini. You do. You keep your eye on the ball. Think about what it is that you want, what's important to you, and what's going to provide that type of stability and independence that you're seeking, okay? That's what you need to focus on this month. All right. Dearest you, even though life seems now to be moving full steam ahead, it's time to rest. Allow ideas to flow through you and take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow your inspiration and the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy or unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge before renewal, so are you in a time for dreaming. In this powerful process of co-creation, your soul merges with spirit in a profound way so you can receive your music directly from source and play your part in the symphony of life. You are being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune in to what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you, in the sacred and the invisible. Don't worry, we will wake you when it's time to return with a new dream. No need to set an alarm clock. Loving you always. Yeah, it is. It's time for you, Gemini, in the month of June to just allow yourself to be. And that's what happens sometimes when we get a little bit too much up in our head. If a foundation is what you're looking to build, Gemini, if security is what you're looking to build, those rods are going into the ground. That's where the stability comes from, okay? The stability isn't coming from up here. It's coming from down here, okay? So some of you just need to kind of allow yourself to feel a little bit more and let that be a little bit more of a guidance for you. Is it going to feel a little bit strange at first? Absolutely, because sometimes it's almost impossible to stop what's going on up here, right? Especially if you're worried. I get it. But this is what's going to help you make your decision, right? Because this isn't working right. It's just going round and round and round and round with no conclusion. There's no answer coming from what's going on up here. So get the feels this month, Gemini. Allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself and open with yourself and honest with yourself about what it is that you're truly needing. Right? What it is that you're truly needing, what it is that will make you feel secure. Not what you think will make you secure, what will make you feel secure. Get in touch with yourself that way. Pay attention to your subconscious dreaming if you're able to sleep, which hopefully you are. Do some meditation is really helpful for people that sometimes have an issue overthinking. I got into meditation a while back because I had anxiety, stress issues, because I'm an overthinker. I'm an analyzer, I'm an overthinker, and it was driving me nuts and it was affecting my physical health. That's how bad it was. And so I got into meditation. I had no idea what it was. I thought it was a ridiculous concept at first. And then I started looking up and I started doing some looking up on YouTube, some guided meditation. Basically, you just lay down, plug some headphones into your phone and listen to someone talk, right? And they guide you through how to relax your mind just enough to be able to release some of that so that you can let things that need to come in, come in. All right, so that might be something that you might want to check out that would be helpful for you in the month of June, Gemini. I love you guys. I have faith in you. I know you're going to be able to get through this and come out of the month with some clarity and information that you need. Well, I'll see you next time.